Hi, I didn't see you there. Sorry, kidding. Welcome back to Dear Daughter, Issue Girl Knows You. And this video is about faith. It's a talk about faith, insecurity, and growth. Well, I have been tracking my week. Actually, I tracked my past week, and I realized I never thought how my life would be like or end up like after I graduated or after I finished bachelor. There are some expectations I have built. Probably I never thought much of that when I was during that time, but I was sure that everything would go well. Even if I was afraid of not getting a job right after graduating, I didn't think about that deeply. But now that I'm leaving the current situation, I was really down and low because of the situation. So I tracked it that week and I realized there are many factors that embrace my heart and build my feelings and my stress being here at home. Like I feel like I'm stuck here in my mom's house. I have this um, deep and tough desire of moving forward and get my life together, and factors such as not finding a job, being here stuck. I feel overwhelmed by the home chores since I am here, like without doing many things, and feeling utterly suffocated by this desire and seeing other factors over the situation that I'm living as a threat to what I really want at this age of my life. So I was tracking that week. I told you that. Like I got and I saw myself gone through feeling fine and okay on Monday, and then having an emotional breakdown on Tuesday. Feeling okay and happy on Wednesday. Indeed, that's like my favorite day of the week because I got a day off. I work remotely and um, like not that perfect job. I mean, I believe that there's no perfect job or there's a perfect job, but it's like I'm looking for something that is gonna help me to move forward and to make a living. So what I'm doing currently, it's basically I have a great help, but it's not enough to get forward in my life. But it helps a lot, and I believe with savings I can get something out of that. Then getting even lower on Thursday. This is something unbearable because you feel low in a way, in a point where you find yourself with zero will of doing anything. I found myself in a at a situation where I was with zero interest on anything, chores, everything, and that got me cry a lot. And but I tried it that week and I realized that God was asking me something that I couldn't give Him: faith. Faith, what is faith actually? It's trusting God, His character, without seeing things. So I was liking that, and that was something that was popping in my mind. Like, what am I going to do? And there were days I teach English online, that's my remote job. There are days where I find myself weak and with zero patience and will and desire to turn on the camera, be on Zoom meeting, and just teach. Hi guys, this is your teacher, and today we're gonna talk about this. I was with zero will. My will was just to be on class, to finish it as soon as possible so I could quit and kind of fall somewhere and just collapse. It's really tough and deep. Though meditations and prayers are going through my life, I felt this and I'm feeling this, and I realized this is real. I thought that having faith during this unpleasant situation would be like having a quiet and still heart which glorifies God. But analyzing, that's not perfectly like that. I don't believe having faith in during unpleasant times it's perfectly being like that perfect. Because God said that He knows our structure, He knows that we look like shade, that we don't have a long time on earth. So, meaning also that this is God understanding that we are weak, though He demands us faith. So I remember that Saint Augustine said, God, give me what you're asking or what you're demanding me to have, so I will glorify you, and you can ask me what you want. It's like God have to give us what He wants us to have. I believe that the faith that we have that displays to God and pleases Him, it's actually His power toward us. He works that in us. He starts it. It's not something that I am able to do with my own. So I fully believe I have neither capacity to start faith unless God decides to do so. Well, I know all this, I have all this knowledge, and this knowledge have been in my mind through decades. Or I can say decades, but it's not decades. And as Christians, we have this knowledge, but we tend to forget these things. And bringing into practical life, I see myself not resting, not feeling fulfilled, not feeling happy because of all these things that are kind of the contrary of what I've dreamed about my life. And this is something that has a very great and big impact in my life. But I remembered that I remember the quote from Jack Hill Perry's book called Holier Than Thou. I didn't read that book, but I read a sample. And there's this part where she says, God is holy. It means He cannot sin against you. Part of God being holy, He's a part of God being holy, He's kind. So His holiness and kindness never fails toward humankind, whether you believe God or not. Sorry. I'm sorry, whether you believe God or not. So that means, although my lower days seem not to have an ending, God is never sinning against me. Bringing into practical life, it keeps you uh, quiet about the things you're anxious about. It makes me less overwhelming, that knowing that God knows that I'm weak and I'm going to have these lower days that keeps me with zero will of doing anything. It's actually okay. It's less burdened to feel that He knows my weakness and He's working. And He also said, "Be still and know that I am your God. That I am God." Those truths are very precise on your life, and I believe that it's not that they're gonna make all the things change, but they change you. They keep you still. They make you keep still and be still. Well, uh, remembered also, I wanted to share also what, yes, that truth, that God's truth doesn't change depending or regarding to the situation you're having or the situation you're feeling. This is something unshaken. God doesn't move regardless, doesn't move the way you move. So it doesn't mean that because you're feeling low, that you're feeling that you're not responding to God the way you wanted it, that situation, at that phase of your life, He's changing His truth about you. So this is a very comfortable uh, truth to your heart and to my heart these days. That knowing that God's truth about me through Jesus Christ, who is my all, never changes because I am facing lower days. And although these lower and unpleasant days for me look not to have an ending, He still loves me, protects me, and punishes me because I am His daughter when I sin. And this is something really um, comfortable. It's really comfortable to know that. Another thing that I would say but I'm kind of forgetting. It's about growth. Yes, I forgot about growth because it's faith, insecurity, and growth. I thought that I realized that after God like bringing up all these truths about Him, I realized actually that there's a little bit of growth in this time, in this period that I'm facing, that I can see. I saw a little bit of growth by my side. I noticed my mistakes, noticed a lot of mistakes. I was being so indifferent to people. I'm actually still struggling by with this. So I understood and realized through a day where my pastor was teaching us about being God's servants, that everything that God created, He made it meant to serve God, creating and developing the things that He actually gave us to be doing. So I realized that maybe this time where I'm just staying at home, feeling that I'm stuck, at the times that God is making me be in my place to use me and serving Him with what I can do. What I can offer now is my time, my church done, and so this is something that makes me grow. And another thing that I learned is like this process of waiting, it's gonna end because everything is gonna be alright. And um, this is a process where God is working actually to make my faith solid. Though I give him the most of the times, if not all the times, I give him reasons to stop doing so. But he's kind and he still do so. So let's see about it. You can't, I think sometimes we don't see that we're growing during this phase because our eyes are really blind to what God is working on us during this time. You're gonna see a little bit of growth. I believe so. Well, this was our little talk. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next video. Bye.